Are you tired of limited options available at the grocery store? I know we are. Try different roasters from around the country with Trade. I want to thank Trade Coffee for sponsoring this video. With Trade, you can discover new coffees from the nation's best local roasters. Trade matches you to your own personal selection of coffee and ships the freshest coffee straight to your door. It's so easy. Take the quiz. Answer questions about what kind of coffee you like, and Trade magically matches you to your perfect coffee. Next, choose how often you'd like your coffee to be delivered to your door. And finally, rate your matches so Trade can continue to delight you with coffees you love. Another great thing is Trade uses compostable packaging to ship all of their coffees. There's a first match guarantee. Trade guarantees you'll love your first coffee, but if you don't, they'll ship you out another bag for free.
Car Wizard, what you up to?
Taking a quick coffee break.
Really? What you drinking?
That was Trade coffee that was selected for me.
What'd they pick for you?
It was this here. It's called Flatlander Coffee. Really, a guy from Kansas matched with Flatlander.
Who would have thought?
But it's great. What's even more amazing is it was roasted in Topeka.
Really? That's only like 3 hours from here.
You need to try it.
This is really good.
It is really good.
We've got a video to shoot.
I was drinking that.
Yeah, well, now I am.
Well, I guess you stole my Trade coffee. Okay.
I stole it.
All right. Well, Trade is offering my viewers a deal. You can get 50% off their first bag when you sign up. Just take the quiz. The link is in the description below, and be sure to enter the code CarWizard50. The offer is valid for the first 100 people who click the link. Free shipping is also included. Now, back to cars. Speaking of cars, we just went on a trip to Kansas City, and Mrs.Wizard acquired something.
I did. And no, we were together. There was no secrets. We bought this. We fully know what we're getting into. We went up. We were looking at maybe an I-Pace.
Yep.
And we sat in it and we're like, oh, there's a reason this is now called Jaguar Land Rover. It felt like a Land Rover.
Yeah, a lot of the components that were inside the interior of a Jaguar I-Pace are identical to a Land Rover Discovery Sport. The overhead console, a lot of the controls on the dash. It's like they just grabbed parts from a parts bin and put them on two different makes and models. And it makes sense, I guess, for business-wise, but it's kind of a letdown, really.
Yeah, we weren't overly impressed. The interior wasn't what we were hoping for. It just didn't have the comfort we were looking for. So we were just kind of playing around looking at all the other cool cars at the dealership. And we ran into this.
Yep.
It's a 2018 Maserati Levante. And it has some really cool features. So I think I'm going to take over and let's go look at it.
All right.
Okay, everybody. So as we come up front, we can see it has the iconic Maserati Trident and the fins in the grille. Has really nice 20-inch wheels and has some lovely little ventilation ports on the side to add just a little bit of flair to the otherwise white, boring-ish side. Again, as we go back, has a nice little swoop on the back fender that carries over to the back door. Nice rounded exterior. And again, this doesn't look like much of anything else that you see on the road. It does say that it is a Q4 for the four-wheel drive. And on this side, we do see the word Levante. As we move around, we can still see the lovely Trident on the side. And we can see that it is a Grand Sport Edition, which gives it a few other options on the inside that we don't have on the base model. So as we go inside, you'll notice that as the window is down, there is no post framing it. So it makes for an interesting entry when the windows are down. As you can tell, it does have a really nice red and black leather. Red leather seats and red interior. How does the seat feel there, Wizard?
Feels very, very comfortable. I love it.
As you can see, it does have just 19,000 miles on it, so not terribly many. One thing I found was really interesting was that this actually has a temperature gauge. I haven't seen a temperature gauge on a newer car in a long time, so that's really a cool feature that is there, and it's one you can't turn off. Now, lots of what in that dash you can turn off and on and customize, but that's one thing that's always there. So we look at the dash. Obviously, it's a 2018. There's nothing wrong in here. It's looking fabulous. It does have the standard Maserati clock in the center. And it does have lovely Alcantara side post. Wizard, stop that. Stop petting my Alcantara.
So nice, though.
I know, but don't be petting that. It's mine.
Okay.
So as you can see, lovely Alcantara all the way around. Has a nice center area with lots of different controls. One thing it does have that the Disco did not was it did have a panoramic roof, but this one is openable. It's not as large as the Disco's was, but the Disco was static. It didn't change. It didn't allow any ventilation. This one does, so that's one cool feature. Here is our infotainment system, lots of different controls. In some articles, some people say that this isn't as, as nice or easy to use as some of the competitors, in the Porsche Cayenne and some of the high-end Mercedes and BMW, but coming from the Disco that didn't have many options, this is actually really good. And it did take a little bit of a learning curve, but it wasn't terribly bad. Lots of controls in there. The engine isn't running, so some of them are not available. But again, lots of creature comforts like, of course, the heated seats. Has nice piano black that can conceal what's inside. We have an actual gear shifter, and it feels like you're pulling a trigger because on the back side there is a bit of a button you press to change into different gears. It has different features also for different driving conditions. One that is awfully fun is the sport button, and that allows it to have a little bit more power. It turns on the all-wheel drive all the time and gives it a really nice exhaust sound. If we open up, we can see obviously just nothing fancy but cup holders, but a few customized items I've purchased so far is some fun coasters with the Trident inside. Also added a lovely stump in here because there was a cigarette lighter. I'm like, we're not going to be smoking in here. And if you notice, that's a green air conditioning O-ring. The one that it came with was not the right size and it needed to be a little bit bigger. So I rated the Car Wizard's O-rings. So if we open up the center console, one cool feature is there's an on and off switch down there. And if I push that on switch, it actually will turn on a bit of cooling air into this area. So you're like, those are cup holders. Yes, they are. And you can actually put a beverage in there and it'll stay cool. Kind of a fun, different feature I've not seen on a car yet. So again, there's lots of fun controls here on the steering wheel, lots for steering, lots for controls that control the center area. And there's also controls on the back of the steering wheel as well. This also comes with floppy paddles. As we go to the back seat, you'll notice that the door handle is really nicely integrated into the door. Makes for a nice, easy exit, and it doesn't make it as obvious. You'll see that the door panel also has integrated both the red and the black leather. Wizard.
Oh.
Wake up.
Sorry. The leather smell is so intoxicating. It was so comforting, and the seats are so nice. I actually just fell asleep.
I bet you did. I bet.
Wow. This is a really sweet vehicle.
It is really, really awesome. And you can tell he's got he's got some legroom, but I guess maybe when he sits in the front seat, he could move it forward.
Yeah.
So there can be more space back there. But again, lovely, lovely red leather seats. And one cool feature that it also came with is it has WeatherTech car mats. Like it goes across the center hump in the back and in the front seats as well. Let's go check out the rear hatch. Now, one item that I do have on order is a mat to go in the back area here, just because this is such an easy way to get dirty, and you can already see there's a few pieces of lint and dust on there, so I've got one of those on order. It's supposed to be here on Monday, so we'll see. As you see, keep a little basket back here just to keep, catch all so things don't roll around. And if you notice on the back of the seat there's actually a pass-through into the back seat.
Hello.
Hey, Wizard. How's it going in there? Trying to take more naps?
Yes, it's so nice.
I will let you go back to sleep. So that's one interesting item that does allow to go through. It does have a bit of a cargo net on this back panel that does go down. It is very high-tech controlled with a string. So as the door goes up, it just pulls it up as well. Pretty simple, but it also gives a bit of privacy so people can't see what you're carrying in the back of your cargo area. In the center area here, there's an actual spare tire underneath. We have a hook here that actually hooks to here to give you take this out of your hands. And we do have an ice scraper, which hopefully we will not be using anytime soon. We're going to go ahead and move this up to the lift, but to do that, this has air suspension, and you can't just put this up in the air without putting it in jack mode. So let's go ahead and get this started. And to do that, we're going to do that within our settings here. And we just simply select it to be in tire jack mode. And now it's ready to go up into the air.
So thanks for showing everyone the interior and exterior of the car, Mrs. Wizard. It is really beautiful. Like she said, we checked out several different vehicles. We looked at Porsche Macans, Porsche Cayennes, we looked at the I-Pace, several different vehicles, and we would sit in them and be like, yeah, I mean, this is okay, but we were looking for something that was really striking. This is our chance to get something really nice. We didn't want a car that you see every 5 minutes when you go downtown shopping. This is definitely a car you don't see every 5 minutes. You don't see Cayenne, ML350, ML500, this and that. You don't see Levantes all over the place.
And I didn't want a Range Rover to look like a Karen either.
No, she didn't want one of those. We took a look at this one, we sat inside of it, and we were like, this is it. This is amazing. This vehicle is awesome. One thing that Mrs. Wizard showed during her presentation was the Trident up front. But if you notice when she did it, it doesn't look like the original Tridents as far as it's just a chrome piece of trim. You'll notice that it looks like a piece of glass with a Trident behind it, and that's because that is our cruise control radar. Behind there is the actual sensor. It uses the Trident as a shield for the radar. There's our front camera. You'll notice the slats on the grills are not chrome because this is the Grand Sport package and it blacks those out. So I'm going to get this thing on the lift. It was kind of an ordeal to get it set just right. If you do anything, you put it in neutral, put it in park, it automatically keeps putting on the electronic parking brake, parking brake, parking brake. It's like, okay, I get it. You want to be in position perfectly where it needs to be, then you put it in park, put it in jack mode, and it's ready to go. That's just what we have to do here. So we've got it positioned. I'll go ahead and get this thing up in the air. So I haven't even had a chance to look under this vehicle. We just purchased it, like I said, and we've had a little over a week. So we're all discovering together what we see underneath. And the first thing that I see is really kind of cool. Somebody in the past has put a piece of duct tape, and you can barely just read. It says, "Send it." That means full throttle, go for it, drag race. I'll just leave that there. That's kind of neat. There are some panels here up front, and there's some along the back, but it doesn't hide the exhaust and everything, so let's take a look. There's our serpentine belt and a bunch of hoses and pipes. Nothing leaking there. We'll look up through here at our radiator and our fan. Don't really see anything going on there. No leaks, which is good. We'll go to this wheel. The pads are about 50%, 60% left, something like that. Quite a bit of life left. There's a little CV shaft. Sway bar link is good. Nothing loose. I wouldn't expect there to be with so low of miles, but I've seen otherwise before. No leaks on the air struts. That's nice and tight. Nice and tight there. We can see the bottom of the engine. There's a differential bolted to the oil pan. That's very common on compact areas where engine and transmission and all these things are crammed into a small space. We can see we have twin turbos. There's one there. And then there's one on the other side. You can see it up top there. Here's our drive shaft going to the differential. Here's our ZF 8-speed automatic transmission. Nothing leaking. Nice plastic pan. And move on back to here. There's our little transfer case. See, it says Maserati on it. It has the emblem. The only thing that stinks about that emblem is that means you're not going to find that anywhere else. You're going to have to buy a Maserati one. Here's a resonator. And we have a bunch of panels and things here, heat shields for sound insulation and heat. Here's our drive shaft. It's nice and tight. The rear differential and the CV shafts all look good. Go ahead and check this wheel out. Nice brake pads. Nothing loose there. That's kind of an interesting CV boot. It's not corrugated, it's just flat. That's a first for me. I haven't seen one like that before. This one is corrugated. And we'll check this side over here. Brakes look good. Nothing loose there either. These mufflers, right through here, you can see a little actuator. There's a little arm there. That's when you put it in sport mode, it opens a valve and lets louder exhaust come out. And that's on both sides. So it's got valved exhaust, which is really nice. So really didn't find a whole lot of issues under there, which is not surprising. But let's go ahead and lower it down and take a look in the engine bay. And we see a V6, not a V8. It's in very good shape. It's got the Maserati emblem on it. We'll go ahead and take this off. So we can look underneath the cover. We see a bunch of, looks like PCV valves, solenoids, or something going on there. This is a 3-liter V6. It is twin turbo like you saw. It has 345 horsepower and almost 370 pound-feet of torque. That's the power of an LS2. But yet it gets 22 miles per gallon on the highway, which is pretty good. This V6 is actually a Chrysler Pentastar that was taken by Ferrari, and they redid everything, redesigned everything. The very basic core design might be Fiat or Chrysler, but what they did to this engine is not found on any Chrysler vehicle. It is very, very powerful for its lightweight size. And if you get the higher end models, the S model, the same engine gets over 400 horsepower, which is really, really good. The thing that sold me on this when we were looking at various different cars, Porsches, and we were looking at Jaguar, F-Pace, I-Pace, was the room around here. It looks very easy to work on. I pictured myself in a scenario where I might have to even pull the cylinder heads off for whatever reason. And it doesn't look like a problem at all. Very, very easy to get to everything. If the turbos were to go out, they're right there. They're not underneath the intake or something stupid. They're just pretty simple to get to. Overall, it's very, very clean. I expect it to be with such low miles. Shouldn't have to do anything to this for quite a long time. It's actually still under a little bit of factory warranty. So that's a really, really good deal. Another thing that really sold me on this vehicle, and it's probably because me and Mrs. Wizard are spoiled from all the types of vehicles that are in the shop. We got Ferraris, Lamborghinis, and all kinds of things in and out of the shop all the time. We wanted something that was special, something that was really unique, really nice. Let's have Mrs. Wizard get inside, and let's show you guys a really sweet exhaust note. Even out of a V6, it sounds amazing. So go ahead and start this thing up, let you guys hear it in normal mode, then I'll wave my hand, let her know to go to sport mode. It doesn't need exhaust, guys. This thing sounds amazing stock. Go ahead, Mrs. Wizard. You can hear the turbos a little bit. Now we're going to switch it to sport mode. Did you hear that, guys? It changed. Huh? Oh, yeah. turbo, and it sounds like an Italian engine. It sounds amazing.
So I know you guys are wondering, did you just really trade a Land Rover for a Maserati? And yeah, we did.
Yeah, it was actually getting close to 100,000 miles on the Discovery Sport.
It turned just 80.
Well, it's getting close enough.
Yeah.
And we were looking something really special, really nice.
And we've learned to get rid of a car before there are problems while it's still in good shape to get the most out of it. And so that's what we did.
We have a visitor.
Oh, yes. Somebody's getting a little YouTube money, aren't they?
Yes.
Yes.
Let's see if it's Liam approved.
Hi.
Yeah.
Do you want to touch the car? Ooh, Maserati. No. Yeah. Can you say hi to everybody? No? No? No, he's
He's
not.
like, I'm not sure where I'm at right now. I don't think he's ever been in here, has he?
No, I don't think so.
It's his first Wizard Shop visit.
No, we're giving Mama a break.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Don't forget that Trade is giving anyone who clicks my link below 50% off your first bag when you enter the code CARWIZARD50. Make sure you also check my Amazon affiliates link in the description below. Got all my tools I use in the shop for sale there. And make sure you hit the subscribe button. We got many more cool videos to come. And it's very good to see Liam. He's so cute.
Levante.
Levante.
See, they put a spork on the front of it, Liam.
A spork?
Spork.
Yeah, multi-utensil. Thanks for watching.